the water don't drown out the sound. Are you ready? Okay. I'm John Hall. I'm the Democrat candidate for coroner in Clark County. Give you a little bit of history about myself. I'll tell you a little about my qualifications, why I think I should be the next coroner. I was born and raised in Clarksville, Indiana. I went to St. Anthony's School for Elementary. Went on to graduate from Providence High School. After graduation, I attended Indiana University Southeast and Ivy Tech. At IUS, I got a degree in general studies, and at Ivy Tech, I took classes in emergency medical service and in law enforcement. While I was in college, I worked as an EMT for numerous years, on up until I started as a police officer. My first job as a police officer was at Clarksville Police Department as a reserve police officer, and then I was hired by the Kentucky State Police. I worked for Kentucky State Police for 2 years before I was offered an opportunity to come back to Southern Indiana by New Albany Police Department, where I've been employed for the last 16 years. When I came back to Southern Indiana from Kentucky, I bought the house for my parents that I grew up in, so I moved back into Clark County, or Clarksville, and lived there, and I continued to reside there. At New Albany Police Department, I started out in a patrol division. When I was promoted to corporal, I got put in our criminal investigations division, where I worked undercover narcotics for the first 3 years that I was there. And then I was promoted to our criminal investigative division, where I was working major cases. I was there for the last 4 years and just been recently promoted to sergeant. And I haven't got my new assignment yet on where I'll be as a sergeant. The reason I feel I am very qualified to be the coroner, during the past year, when I started thinking about being the coroner of Clark County, I started seeking out what information I would need and what qualifications I'd be required to have. I've already attended the coroner's training and passed the coroner's school. So I'm currently a certified coroner. My experience as a police officer and as an EMT combined tie in a lot to do with what the coroner does. The coroner's responsibilities are to investigate all deaths that occur outside the hospital, and some of them that do occur inside the hospital, depending on what period of time they were in the hospital. So with my experience as an EMT and my experience as a criminal investigator, I understand what goes on investigating a major case, and I also understand the medical aspect of it. And with being a police officer too, all car accident deaths are investigated by the coroner's office, and my experience investigating car crashes will be helpful also. Other things that I've done outside of my career as a police officer and as an EMT, I've been involved in Clarksville Little League for numerous years as a coach. I try to be involved with the community, and as far as anything else, I don't know a whole lot of people that get excited about the coroner's position, but I'm looking forward to carrying on a great position that Clark County's had, and continuing the excellent position Clark County's had with coroners. Anyone have any questions? Or? Yes, sir.
We have to go to all the death centers. We have to go every time.
Okay.
So, how do these people qualify for that? You can't go to every death investigation.
No. You have deputy coroners that will handle the calls that you can't make yourself as the coroner. Fortunately, the coroner's budget is smaller than what it should be. Our budget is smaller than Floyd County's budget, and Floyd County is about 1/3 the size of Clark County. But you have to make use of your deputy coroners and make use of any resources that you have.
Where do the deputy coroners come from? Do you appoint them? Or?
Yes, deputy coroners are appointed by the coroner, and then they have to complete coroner's training within 6 months of appointment. Any other questions?
Thank you, John. Terry, you want to go?